What it do, y'all? What's good? We're going to discuss my thoughts and all of that good old jazz on season 14. There were a lot of interesting changes that have partaken with this season. So, back and let's discuss that. One of the major changes to Apex season 14 here is the ring change for round 1 for ranked. My thoughts on this is I just this part has been the hardest part for me to really kind of get around on my mixed feelings towards it, because what it does, I think Kings Canyon probably was the weirdest map to test this on, but the changes to Kings Canyon is also good. There's not a lot of points where you are like as before, you're getting shot from across the map because people are holding like high ground and stuff like that. They added a lot of zip lines to areas so that people can't camp on height as strongly as they did before, which is a very, very good change as well to the map. So it's not as bad. It's just you get, if you're outside of the ring and very, very far outside of the ring with that 60 seconds, it makes it so hard to really get into ring. As you can see, there are a lot of comments going around with a lot of people saying they're dying to ring 1 for the first time since they've started playing Apex, because it's crazy. It's like the moment you drop and if you manage to land contested before that fight even finishes, that ring is closing on you. Let alone if you get thirded, like now you gotta fight ring while fighting this team, and then the teams that are gonna gatekeep the rings because they know a lot of teams are gonna have a hard time getting into ring, because you're not going to essentially even be able to fully loot a POI on drop if you manage to land farther out from where ring comes in, which brings into this new weird kind of level of play. That's why I'm in the mix. So far I've been playing Loba because I feel like if my team did not get the meds that they needed on drop while we're running into the ring, and if we're taking some of that damage and maybe we didn't get a med kit or any syringes, or we did run into a fight and had to use that to heal up, that potentially while we're running forward we could use Loba to restock, or maybe when we make it into ring we can use Loba to restock. So I think Loba is going to be really you're going to see a lot more Lobas due to that. And the thing that they did that was kind of weird on top of that was the nerf that took place with Valkyrie. So you would think that a lot of more people would play Valkyrie, so when they land and drop, they land farther out, you'll see more Valkyries show back up in the or not show back up, but you would see a lot of Valkyrie alts coming into the ring to prevent that from happening, especially from being gate kept out, which would be the most ideal play in my opinion to counteract that. So it's weird. That's just my biggest thing that I've been trying to dance around with this round 1 ring change. Because if you land contested, man, good luck. Good luck to you. With fighting people, fighting the gatekeepers, and fighting your way into ring. Especially if you gotta fight 4 meds. On top of that, the skull piercer, man. Wow, these 30-30s are they are hurting. I think I've seen a lot of posts that said that a lot of people are saying they're using weapons with skull piercers. I think with the addition to the new character Vantage here, as well as these are my thoughts a little bit on Vantage and as well, is that with so many people using skull piercer and stuff, peeking becomes very dangerous now. You have to be more aware of how you're peeking and how you're playing behind cover, because if Vantage does hit you, she hits you for 50, you're like, wow, that may not be a lot, but her teammates on top of that, the shots that they do increase damage to you. So if you get hit with that 50 damage and then like somebody hits you with a charge rifle or something and then she hits you again, you're down. Like you're down, or they hit you with a skull pierce like 30-30, you're going down. We're kind of like in between, I guess, on how Vantage plays, but I think that she is a solid legend. I don't think she's busted, but I can see possible changes coming towards her character, mainly revolving around her ultimate. Her other tools, in my opinion, are really good. Her name literally fits the playstyle that she is. If you need to get onto height, if you need to get into these positions so that you can utilize this character correctly, her the bat helps you get into those positions. Yes, it's not like fast. I think it's probably like slower than a lot of these characters, like animations for jumping. But it does what it's supposed to do: get you in these height, get you in these positions to be able to use your ultimate to land those shots while your teammates land those shots, to call those people out and maybe land those 2 shots that almost should break shield, hit you for that 150, and if someone taps you, you're dead if there's concentrated fire. I think that her potential is going to be reached, and it's going to be crazy seeing it, how she fully comes out here when it comes down to really seeing how she plays. I do think she is a solid legend. I think it's going to take a little time for maybe some people to really get used to how you're properly supposed to play her in this support role. And she has 3 guns, dude. 3 guns. That is a very versatile kind of play style. So for there, you could have your like a car and then like a PK or Eva, and have that ultimate with some ultimate accelerants that essentially just give you bullets, to be able to keep landing those distant shots and help your team get those down, especially when they push. Or else, you do the shot with the ultimate, boom, swap over to the 30-30 skull piercer, bah, 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 things like that. So she does have some combinations that I feel like could really be brought out and brought to light on how to play Vantage more efficiently. But I do think her ultimate with those 2 shots, even though like on paper it may not seem like a lot, but she does force people to mind their peeking and not to overextend. On top of feeding people the team information on the team across, like, okay, what type of shields do they have, etc, would it be good to push without like giving up too much. I mean, there is a laser on her ult and stuff, but I mean, like if you use another like long range weapon, you can still get that same information without doing a scan or anything like that, especially if you're looking from a far distance to determine if the team is going to push that team. What other changes we have here? We have the wingman changes. Wingman becoming a sniper rifle, I don't think it's too much of an issue. It just kind of messed up some of the ways that I did run some of my weapons, like when I was running wingman and flatline. I was able to share that ammo back and forth without really having to worry about a different weapon type. The Spitfire swapping over to being a light weapon, I don't think I've really seen that many Spitfires since that either. It's kind of odd. It just takes a little time really getting used to remembering that these weapons did change classes. But I do think this is an interesting season. I think Apex is really trying to think of interesting ways to shake up the meta and shake up the game a bit. So outside of it, outside of I think this is probably the first season I played was like, wow, okay, I had to change up my play a little bit. I got to get better, and I really got to focus on making these adjustments as a player to get better. But I'm really looking forward to really pushing through the rest of the season. We also see what Split 2 brings to the table. Thank you all for watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Leave your thoughts on the character and everything below. What change this season were you mostly excited for? What are you hoping for in Split 2? What character buffs or nerfs are you looking forward to as well? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Deuces.